Thank you, Anna, for a kind introduction, and thank you everyone for coming up here early after a wonderful evening last night. So I'm a co-founder of Elected Officials to Protect America, and one of the reasons I founded EOPA is based on my experiences overseas. And when I was in the Marine Corps, particularly in Iraq, we were on a usual patrol, and we came, it was about dusk, and there's a lot of dust in the air actually, so you couldn't really see that far. And we came across this line of cars, trucks, and tractors, really as far as the eye could see. And of course, we were curious. And then as we got closer to the front of it, we began to realize they were lined up for fuel. And it really, really struck me how vulnerable they were because they were dependent on this single source of energy. In addition, because it was getting dark, we had a curfew, and they rioted against us because of their need for that single source of energy, and they were willing to risk their lives for it. And on the bigger scale, unfortunately, we're doing the same thing with OPEC and other autocratic nations, which OPEC basically is a group of autocratic nations that's a cartel. And between ourselves and our allies, because it's a global oil market, and we're dependent on this single source of energy. And particularly, this is being shown in Ukraine on a very unfortunate scale. So with the Inflation Reduction Act, it is part of the solution to decouple ourselves from this dependency on the source of energy in which autocratic nations primarily control. And that's the exciting thing about it. It's an amazing solution that's really tangible and a historic investment. We can get to 40 to 43% reduction in carbon pollution by 2030 with the Inflation Reduction Act, as long as we implement it well, right? And the next 10% or so can be done through rulemaking, so ensuring clean car standards and EPA standards. So it's actually an extremely attainable goal that we can do this. Bloomberg did a study that by 2050, we'd be up to 74% clean energy worldwide if we did nothing, right? So the great thing is the IRA is able to accelerate it, and that's where public policy is so important, because we know the solutions, we need to accelerate them to hit these goals that we know will alleviate human suffering around the world and increase our security, increase our health. So the wonderful thing about the IRA is that we have the solutions here. One of the reasons we're having this conference today is how do we do this effectively too? Because traditionally, a lot of communities, particularly Justice 40 communities, don't necessarily know what programs are out there. They don't know the criteria and then how they apply. And so we formed a task force with the Department of Energy and other agencies supporting them to be able to say, hey, in this community, right, in the Beaverton, Oregon, what is available? How can we bring it there to alleviate the extreme heat, right? And so we're bringing lawmakers together, businesses who care about the climate, and finance, public and private finance, and bringing them together as a team to be able to accelerate things, get the IRA to the communities who normally never see it in traditional grants. So that's what the exciting thing about what's happening today. And we're looking forward to seeing the three communities really interact at the Department of Energy and at the dinner afterwards. So thank you very much.